Right, I think we are live now, so just bear with us a second. But I tell you, I think we are live now. So let me mute this one second.
You notice all the songs, though, Davey, are all about Sunderland, though. They can't help itself, can they?
Nah. We must be on the minds all the time.
Right, I'll just check that we've got the levels right. I think we are up and running. Yeah, so hello, the Mackem Cabbie, Davey and Richie show, and big welcome back to Davey.
Good evening, boys. Nice to be back.
Nice to be back, Davey. Nice to have you on board, mate.
Good, very good.
And we have the regular as well, Richie, who did a fantastic job the last stream when the sound went off.
Aye, waffling on, Cabbie.
And he did a good job. He was doing the stream with us on the match as well.
Aye.
Having some bugs with the sound.
Probably not to spoil it.
The sound. I had some bugs with the sound and everything. I don't know what was going on, but Richard covered it well. So straight away into the comments already. Packer Andrew says, "Wow, I'm the first to comment. Good evening to all viewers." He has noticed. To all the viewers, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers, Packer Andrew, and he's got a decent channel as well. He plays loads of FIFA. D Hall says, "I'm not liking yet. That might be rubbish." Talking about us. Pastor Alex is on straight away. He says, "He says hello all." He says, "Davey," he says, "we have missed you, my lord." He says,
"Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pastor."
Pastor Alex. Oh, right then. Davey, what did you think then? What did you think of the game? What was your thoughts?
Well, I thought we totally controlled the game, other than getting that extra, like the next goal. Like if we could have gotten a second or third goal, I think it would have been a thoroughly good performance. It just made it a bit itchy at the end because of not getting the second goal. The performance didn't deserve have an itchy finish of it because we were in total control of the game. We played some good stuff. It was totally the last few weeks, i.e. the Preston game and the Coventry game where we just looked right out of sorts, but we seemed to be back our way. Played some good football. The tempo of the game was good. Roberts was good. I thought Riggy had a good game and all. He kept us ticking our. It was a good performance.
Yeah, I do agree with that one. I've just turned my mic up a bit, so let me know if you can hear me a bit better. But thanks everybody for letting us know what the sound is. Susie Forrester says good evening, Cabbie and Co. Richie Rennick, evening lads. Andrew says thanks for the shout out, and Colin Major has popped in. How you doing, Colin? And he says you're quiet, but I've just upped the volume, so hopefully that will be better. Janet says can hear Davey and Richie, but I'm very quiet. I shouldn't be quiet now because I've turned it right up, and I'm actually speaking and my levels are in the yellow, so that should be a little better. But yeah, Davey, you're right. It was like I liked the way we. Hello, Steve Taylor. You just popped in. Hello, mate. I liked the way we started quick, didn't we? We came out the blocks, and we could have scored in the first few minutes. And let's face it, it wouldn't have took much, would it, to have a better performance than against Coventry? You know. Were you happy, Richie? Richie with the performance?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a massive improvement, isn't it? Just bags. That first half, it looked like we had bags full of energy, and like Davey's saying, plenty pressing. We were getting in the faces, and there was plenty of players on that pitch who were seeing a lot of improvement from. I mean, the amount of pace that we had going forward was incredible with Mundo, Isidore, and Roberts. I thought those three had a brilliant game. I mean, Isidore was quiet; he was a bit lost, but he was up against what do you call them, Cooper and Tanganga, who are now like the land of the giants. And so he had a bit of a difficult game up top, like, but even the defence, a makeshift defence with Brown and Trey Humes switching sides, and if anything, I thought it looked brilliant. And to be honest, I've been reading a little bit today on social media saying that we should keep that defence with Alan Brown at right back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought we're seeing a big difference having Joe back on form. He makes the team tick, doesn't he?
Yeah, does I.
He's the nucleus in the middle, isn't he? If he's on form and he's switched on, you're right, Davey. It's the whole team seems to follow suit, doesn't they?
He's a huge player for us. A huge player.
And let's not forget as well, I mean, we're not mathematically safe in the playoffs, but I don't think we need many more points now. That's just going to help our cause a hell of a lot. Well, of course, with Coventry losing heavily against Sheffield United. We are just about there and out. I think another win should secure playoffs. Another 2 wins should do it.
Aye, another win. That's it, win, definitely.
But yeah, I thought the atmosphere wasn't too bad at the Stadium of Light as well. I thought it was fairly decent. What was the attendance?
What was it? 52 and a half?
52,500.
Aye, officially.
Aye, officially. There seemed a few empty seats, but I mean, it's hard to tell, really, like, because you can't see the other end and that, like, but they certainly made some noise in that, and Isidore again, he likes to miss his chances, doesn't he? I mean, that head at either side of the keeper, and that's in, isn't it?
I thought he had a very poor game.
Apart from that chance, he didn't do much better at all.
Yeah, he had a poor game. He was never in it, was he? He was like, I don't know. He seems to have lost a bit sharpness, didn't he?
Well, what is it? I mean, he's not. You can't say he's playing in the rank position because he's never changed. I mean, is it just a confidence thing?
It is. It's exactly that, Cabbie. Confidence for a striker is massive. Like, it's massive. You know, and he hasn't played with confidence since that Burnley game. So he needs a couple of goals, didn't he?
He does, and he's just missing that killer instinct when he's right in front of goal, isn't he? That a typical. How many chances has Isidore had where he's literally a striker would have a recognised striker would have at least maybe buried half the chances he's missing. But he's not a striker, and that's what I have to keep remembering. He isn't an out striker. I mean, he's had some great crosses put onto his head, and like I say, a millimetre either side of that keeper, it's 2 and out. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, it was a good save though. Like, when I watched it back, it was still a decent save by the keeper. Like,
he still has to make the save, absolutely. But when you're in that position, you know, you really got to bury that header, haven't you? When it's just you and the keeper and the whole of that goal, you've got to at least make him. Mackem Dave says Saturday's team would not have lost that game against Coventry. That's what Mackem Dave's saying. He says Saturday's team would not have lost that game against Coventry. Bong says evening lads. Trisha Winstanley says evening everyone. I hope you're all okay. John 73 says in the playoffs, how are the matches selected? I think it's 3rd against 6th and 4th against 5th. The two in the middle play each other. So at the moment, we're on target of playing our friends Coventry. But there's a long way to go yet. We could even be playing Leeds because they're falling apart again, aren't they?
It's a clean final, isn't it?
Oh dear! There's a guy called Just Joe. He does like what we do, but he's Leeds United, and he's so passionate, and he's seen the colour drain out of him when Swansea got that equaliser in the last kick of the game. Do you know what I mean? He's just like us. He screams joy and delight when they score, and they're a worried bunch of supporters, Leeds United. They really are, and I don't know. It's queer, isn't it, when your expectations are that high, all of a sudden that can turn into pressure.
Oh,
And they've got Luton Town, and I tell you what, that's not going to be a walkover for Leeds United either, because they're
Yeah, they're
fighting
in
for their
form at
lives,
the
and
minute.
they got to win, I think, at the weekend. Elbong, hello mate. He says, why didn't Isidore take the penalty to get back your confidence? Take the bloody penalty, he says. We can't avoid it. I mean, a win's a win, and yet there's still a lot of people who are whinging about the penalties and all that. Richie, we're going with you first. What do you think the carry on was about with a penalty? I mean, what happened there? I mean, Mundell's crying out to take it. Surely you make the decision to give the player that's eager to take it, do you not?
Well, I watched a video earlier on. It was the two lads that do it after the match review for the Sunderland. Oh, I can't remember the last name. But he says basically what it is he says Labrie said in an interview to them that Luke O'Nine's been taking penalties in training, or he's been scoring the past 6 penalties that he's taken or something like that. So he's been nominated to take penalties. But these last 6 penalties that he's taken is when we're being in penalty shootouts. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe his 1 or 2 might have been from normal play, but like, it was, I tell you what it is, it was really bad to see on the pitch that Dan Neil and Mundell were standing there arguing, and there was just nobody getting involved to say, right, this is enough, lads, however. Or even, none of them looked over to Reggie either to say, well, what do you want me to do? So I think it was just a little bit like, a bit disappointing to see it like on the pitch, and from what I can gather, none of them wanted to take it, which, if that's true, I think that's something that needs to be sorted out. Because we've got plenty of takers. I mean, we've got Trey Hume, we've got Mundell, Isidore. Why isn't Isidore taking the penalty just to sort of like banish those demons that he's had recently taking penalties? If I was Isidore, if anything, I'll be in there saying, no, I'm taking this because I need to get this thing out of my head. But it was just a bit like, oh, well, lads, man, sort yourselves out, and will you just somebody decide here? But
well,
that's been, from what I know, like.
It's been on Total Sport tonight that Luke O'Nine was the designated penalty taker before the game.
Really?
Luke O'Nine, designated penalty taker. But it was Mundell that was kicking off saying he wanted it because he won the penalty. But Dan Neil just told him that he's the designated penalty taker. We're going to go with that, like. So that's fair enough. If he's designated to take the penalty, you can't blame him if he misses.
Oh, no. I mean, if the decisions are... I mean, some fans were saying that that decision should be made before the game's even started, but obviously it looked like it was.
Yeah, it was,
yeah.
I
mean, we're all thinking, like, what the hell's going on here? Like, when I see Luke O'Nine stepping up, I was thinking, I even said to you on stream, I was like, can you believe who's taking this penalty? Like, it was just, it was like madness, you know what I mean? There's plenty of other players, though, why? I just didn't get it.
It's clear because
it was a poor penalty as well. Like,
he never looked like scoring the minute Luke O'Nine put that ball on the spot. His body language, his facial expressions, he just did not look comfortable. He looked tense. He looked stiff. He just did not look relaxed at all. And that was a pathetic penalty. I mean, look, I love the latter bits. We all do. But there's no, sugarcoating dog turd. That penalty was absolutely awful. It's just one of them, innit? We've got this hoodoo over us at the moment. I don't know whether that's hovering around the Sunderland players' heads at the fact, like, we're not the best at taking them and stuff, but it's just a good job that we hung on to the win. Do you know what I mean? But it wasn't Davey. It wasn't a very good penalty, that was it?
No, but me personally, I would have thought like Lafayette would want to take them, like.
I know. When he might do when he comes back. I'm not too sure.
Aye. He never took them against Burnley.
But I mean, O'Neill's he's not had a bad record of penalties, has he? I mean, he scored, hasn't he, when they did the shootout against Portsmouth in the...
Yeah, he's only ever scored in a shootout. But I think he scored about 5 or 6 in shootouts over the years.
Aye, I think he has.
Aye. I mean, like the Johnson's
Payne Trophy against Portsmouth, the second to last he scored, didn't he?
Aye, he scored a few, but I don't know. It's one of them that they need to sort it out. Like, there should be a penalty taker nominated and just stick with him for the rest of the season. Like,
so how many penalties is
you
that?
can see what's going to happen. Sorry, mate.
Sorry.
Yes.
We missed. How many penalties have we missed this season so far? Then 4. I hope the hell it doesn't get into a penalty shootout in the playoffs, because we're cream cracker, aren't we? We're 2-1, and these other teams will be seeing that as a weakness. They'll be saying it's like it's not a bad thing if it's 0-0, or if it's aggregate by whether it's at Wembley or the second leg of the playoff. They've done the homework. They'll have known that Sunderland are weakest pish when it comes to taking penalties, and.
We'll not be complaining if we get given a penalty in the first minute in the playoff final. We'll not be complaining.
Oh, do you know what? I don't even dare think about it. I'm still going with Sunderland Leeds playoff final,
Oh.
Now, that would whet your appetite. And do you know what? Sunderland will beat them. If it was Sunderland Coventry final, Sunderland lose. If Sunderland first leg, whatever, Coventry will lose. But if we play Leeds, different story. Because you've got the mental pressure then. You've got the... It's funny. It's all about mental as well as being physical and wanting it more. If Leeds get into the playoffs, mark my word, they'll crumble. They will crumble in the playoffs again, because they've spent that long up in the top 2. And mark my word, I've watched the podcast with Leeds United. They're up already. They've won the championship when they beat Sheffield United. And me included, we thought there's no stopping this team. It's bizarre. It's going to catch up on some of the... God, there's messages flying in. David Joblin says, good evening, Stuart, Davey, Richie. Sean Russell, hello, Sean. Good to see you. He says, just commented on your last vid, Cabbie. Apart from one player in the Sunderland lineup, we are simply not good enough for Premier League. We'd be like Southampton, straight down. What he's on about there, I did a video on my channel basically saying if we did get up, how many players in that squad will cut it in the Premier League next season? That was the question. I'll get back to that later. D Hall says, immature from Mundle. He says, it was agreed 09 would take the pens before the game. So there we go. Paul Stratton, a Coventry fan. Good evening, Paul. How are you, mate? He says, hope you're all well. Yeah, we're doing well, mate. Thanks for popping in. Steve Taylor, he says, I'm sure there's an unwritten rule in football. Any player that wins a penalty does not take the kick. Apparently so. Alan Gardner says they never look like scoring when they miss. Sean says we need to invest heavily into that club before we even think about the Premier League. He says, sorry lads, but it's true, and I hate to say it. Alan also says, how about Sirkin taking the pens? Tricia says that was embarrassing. I think she was on about the bickering afterwards. Alan also says, did you know that was our first penalty awarded to us at home since November 2023? That can't be right, is it? That's our first penalty awarded at the Stadium of Light since November 2023.
It must have been Jack Clark.
Crikey, that is it. That surprised me, that stat. If that is right, that is...
Aye.
That's mental, that like. Colin Meir just says, to me, it's simple. The one that's brought down should take the penalty. So that's what Colin thinks should happen. Hello, Pixel Rich. He says, Davey might put me right, but isn't that 4 penalties missed on the belt?
Yeah.
Is it really 4 missed on the belt?
Yeah, he missed 2 and 1.
2 against Burnley.
Yeah.
What was the other one? So, I know it's 2 against Burnley.
One the other day.
Sheffield United, wasn't it?
Aye.
Missed the one at
Yeah.
Sheffield United. 2 at Burnley,
Aye.
and then that one yesterday on Saturday. So it could be right, you know.
Sheffield United. Which one at Sheffield United?
Roberts missed a penalty and we lost 1-0 at Bramall Lane. We got
Right,
got a penalty early on and he missed it.
Aye, that was right.
I think it could be that.
It's a 4.
John 73 says Mundle should have took the penalty. Tony Huntington says apart from it being very bad pen, the keeper, he reckons the keeper was way off his line before the ball was struck. So Tony says. And David Joblin says it was an excellent game on Saturday. And Paul Stratton, the Coventry fan, he says you're just 7 games away from playoffs. Time to get back to playing like the Sunderland we all know. Think you will be fine, he says. Blip form at the right time. It's squeaky bum time, Paul. I do agree with you on that one, mate. Look, we've just got to sit back and watch it roll, haven't we, and see who's gonna be where at the end of the season. Tony says Roberts Isidore ×2 or 9. Yep, that's right. David Joblin, Brown was man of the match. What did you think about that, Richie? Do you think Brown had a good game?
Yeah, well, he did. I filling in. I don't think he was man of the match, in my opinion, but he did do a good job. He certainly was. I mean, he's got a hell of a passing game, Alan Brown, and he did look comfortable. But I would much prefer Trey Hume being on that right hand side. Trey Hume's just a natural at what he does, isn't he? But the man of the match for Saturday, it's either Hume or Mundle. It's either one of them two for me. I thought Mundle might be a little bit biased, but I just like him the way he's come back from injury and he's starting to find his form again. And even Roberts had a brilliant game. He was a pest as well, you know what I mean? But I thought Roberts died off a little bit in the second half. But it's a toss-up between Trey Hume and Mundle for me for Saturday night.
What do you reckon, Davey, lad? Any player that deserves to be like man of the match? A lot of people are saying Brown had a cracking game, mind.
Brown done well. He done what he had to do. But the manager definitely made the right choice with the team selection because he went the best way around it by just getting an experienced lad in. He knows how to play the game. Nobody was asking him to bomb down the wing or out like that. Just keep it simple. Keep knocking it. Just keep it simple. But I thought the man of the match for me was Job. He made the difference. I think we don't have Job in that team. I don't think we have that performance. I'm being honest. He makes Rig look better. He makes Jan Neal look better. And that's how I rate plays by other players. How other players contribute through on the back of him.
How do you think that is? Do you think it's his layoff play? Do you think he's just verbally giving them a pick me up, or is it just his? What do you think he does? If you're going to depth, what do you think it is that Job does that actually makes that difference?
He's just a damn good player. He knows how to play. He's got a lovely touch. He turns both ways. He doesn't need it on either side. He goes either way, and he's just a good player. And when he's on form, he's hard to handle. He's a massive player for Sunderland. Massive.
It's a good shout. Absolute good shout.
He wins that ball a lot from midfield as well, doesn't he? He gets stuck in. You'll win the ball back for it.
He does.
Paul Stratton says, have a great show, guys. Got to go. He says, I'm sure we'll be fine. Not sure about us. Or I'm sure you'll be fine. Not sure about us. We'll give it a go. I can understand where Paul, the Coventry fans, coming from, because they're not as in a comfortable position in the playoffs as us are. They've got Middlesbrough, West Brom and Bristol City breathing down their necks as well. So I can understand where he's coming from. Dougie's just popped in. He says, hi, Cabbie, Davey and Richie. Robert's missed one. Alan says, my apologies. We haven't scored home pen since number 23, apparently, says Gardner. John Nesbitt says the penalty fiasco was a complete disgrace. Dan Neal and 09 are a pair of plonkers.
Rodney.
You always look plonkers though when you miss it, though, didn't you? I'll tell you what. Me and Richie were on about when we're doing the commentary. It's like, why is there always loads of rubbish blowing around the stadium of light?
Oh, I know. It looked a mess, didn't it?
Every time it's blustery, it's like, have they not got wheelie bins around the ground or something? It's like, and they're not just little bits of huge carrier bags and all sorts. It's a proper tornado alley, the stadium of light, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was kind of bad, like.
I know. Thought Patterson had a better game mind. There was a couple of crosses he come for and he was confidently collecting, which I'm pleased for the lad.
Yeah.
You mean he's took some stick over the last few weeks, but not as bad as what that Leeds United goalkeeper is. Apparently he made a massive howler against Swansea, but I've yet to see any of the highlights. Does any of you lot see that or not? Did you see it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Dropped the ball.
Yes.
He dropped the ball, did he?
Right. Ball in front of the centre forward and he just knocked it in.
He just knocked it in. Tell you what, I didn't feel threatened by Millwall or Davey, did you? I didn't think they posed much of a threat. I didn't feel anxious the last 5 or 6 minutes.
They never had a shot at goal, did they?
They were pretty poor, weren't they? Which I was so surprised from an Alex Neil side.
Aye.
But I thought they were not a patch on what they were when we played them at the Den.
Oh, no.
But we won that game. We didn't really get out of second gear, did we? Let's be frank. And of
The only
course,
threats that they were
The game control.
you what, Davey? Sorry.
I'm saying we were in total control of the game. The only trouble was it was still 1-0, and that's always a worry, like today. But if we'd gotten a second goal, we would have went on to win 3 or 4, I think.
Do you still think that's a massive problem, Davey, is putting teams to bed? When was the last time you could say we've comfortably won? You know,
Clinical. We're not clinical enough in front of goal.
and I know
Which is a shame, like, because that performance didn't deserve us to be hanging on.
no, not at all.
And that's down to them to finish teams off.
But if it's a goal, if it's just one goal at all it takes, it just takes the one goal at Wembley to put you in the Premier League. It's it's just not good for your anxiety, is it?
Yeah.
I
mean, I'm not particularly bothered about the results at the minute, like Cabbie to myself. Me personally, I think it's more important to be getting our form back and our football back and starting to play that way, and that'll do us more help in the playoffs when they come round than winning any more games or out like that. We just need to get our form back, and then I think we can take anybody in the playoffs.
I do agree, Davey, and we need to brush up on our corners. Did we see Patrick Roberts' corner when he just went straight out?
Windy though.
It was windy, very windy. It must have been a frigging jet engine behind him when he hit that. Bloody hell! Nearly went into St James's. It nearly ruined the Geordie parade, didn't it? In the time we were, he hit it that high and hard. No, but it was canny to see. The lads got the win, and it was nice to be back on the winning ways, and nice to put that Coventry defeat to bed because it was like such an awful performance. Do you think, lads, we're missing Enzo Lafay? Do you think we're missing him?
Oh God, aye. It'd be a big plus to have back. I mean, I kind of wait to get him back. Get about 2 or 3, 4 games into him. We could end up with a right player for Wembley, couldn't we?
Oh, it's so scary to think about it. And Jayden Dans, has anybody heard anything about Jayden Dans?
I don't even think he's ever been here.
No, he's not going to play for us, is he? He's a write-off, like.
How could he play now? He'd need 2 or 3 games to get warmed up. You're not going to chuck him in. He was out the blue like that. Nowhere.
But there's nothing even being said by the club. Is there any updates? Or unless I've not listened to Total Sport, and I don't know.
Never been mentioned. Never been mentioned.
Janet says the ball would not stay on the corner for the kick. The wind was so bad, says Janet. Packet says, to all score predictions, my prediction is Sunderland 2, West Brom 1. We're actually at the Hawthorns, aren't we? So it'll be West Brom 1, Sunderland 2. What was the score at the Stadium Light against West Brom?
0-0.
It was 0-0.
Yeah.
Dougie Stewart says, how would you solve the problem in front of goal? Or at the moment, you can't really solve the problem in front of goal because you haven't got a recognised striker. I mean, any of you guys have any ideas? Anybody in the chat? How can we solve the problem in front of goal? I mean, we've tried changing formations. That hasn't worked. We've tried putting, like I say, Isidore up front and Mayenda. They were both as anonymous as each other. Is it just a case of you just need that goal? I mean, look how confident Isidore was at I nearly said Ayresome Park, the Riverside Stadium, when he's holding the flag up. That was confidence. He was beaming, wasn't he? He just needs that little goal. If it comes off his backside, he just needs his confidence back, doesn't he?
The three of them just need a goal, man. Like, so Riggy needs a goal and things like that, and you'll see a massive improvement in them. But I wouldn't be changing the team around me. Like, we're going to be. I think we should live or die by the players that's played all season.
Never mentioned Rig or Neil. How do you think they played, Davey? Because you were there at the game. Do you think did Riggy and Neil play all right?
Riggy was back to his normal style, getting stuck in. He was winning balls. He was spraying balls about.
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 of them were like back to the normal. Job especially was back to his normal style, winning everything. And I was quite happy with him. If they put a couple of more chances away, people would have been talking, hey, what a performance. But it's always when it's 1-0, you think, oh, we've just won. But we won that game comfortable, man. Comfortable.
We were saying, Richie, on the commentary, we weren't nervous the last 10 minutes or so. It was fairly comfortable. We weren't like looking at the clock, how long's left. Didn't get that. And
the only threat that Millwall there, the only threat I was worried about with Millwall was the set pieces when they get corners and free kicks. Just because obviously they're a massive team compared to us, but there was no at all. I can't remember the young lad's name. I think he only had 2 chances in the box for the whole match. It was just kind of waiting for the full-time whistle, wasn't it? You went on edge.
I was surprised when I seen the league table and I seen where Millwall were, like just be like sort of low mid-table, because if you remember early on in the season, they had a fantastic run. Then they win 5 or so on the bounce or something, and we were saying, oh, wait a minute, Millwall's coming good here. Going to have to keep an eye on these. And then they've just come off the rails, haven't they? Strange.
Yeah.
Some more stuff in the chat. John Nesbitt says, okay. He says, where's Lafay going to play when fit? He says, for me, if he doesn't play in Rick's place, it's apparent that his coach has his orders who to play. So where would Lafay go when I presume he'd be making a start or sub against West Brom? Where would you fling him in?
It would have to be in that position.
You know, Davey, because you were saying we don't want to be mucking around with the side or change the side. If we're going to start Lafay, then someone's got to replace him, aren't they?
See, he played on the left, didn't he, when he come? Because we didn't have Bundle then.
I suppose that's what you leave it to Regis Labrie today. It's his job. We can sit and analyse it, but
it's a tough one. It's going to be a tough one because he likes Rig. He definitely likes Rig. Regis, definitely.
Which is a good thing.
Always finds a place for Rig in the team. Always.
It's like when we're playing at home. You mentioned before, Davey. It's like Roberts always seems to get a start, doesn't he?
Always.
And I thought he had a good game, Roberts. He assisted the goal, didn't he? So
he's a vital player for Sunderland at home, Roberts. Vital.
Lovely cross for Hume.
More so at home. He doesn't seem to get as much as the ball when we play away.
Strange, that, isn't it?
But he'll definitely be playing in the play. Say, for instance, the home legs at home, he'll be in the team like Roberts, definitely.
Steve Taylor says Jaden Dans is a non-starter anytime this season. It's pretty embarrassing if it is, mind. But as I say, the game's running out thick and fast, and Davey and Richie's already said, then you need 2 or 3 games to get warmed up again. It's no good bringing him on for the playoff semi-final, is it, when he's never played?
No chance.
Mackem Dave, hello Mackem. He says, in my opinion, at the moment, only one Sunderland player would get straight into the Premier League side. He says, that's LaFay. He says, Job and our other youngsters are great prospects, but not ready yet. This is going, I think, to my post when I said how many players would be Premier League sort of ready. Janet says she misses Ballard. We all do. He's just so prone to injuries, Ballard. No, you just about see him on the pitch and it's nice to have him back, and then he's off again. Good evening, Finn. Good to see you, mate. Welcome along. He says good evening. John Nesbitt says, no, Davey, it's easy one to solve. He says, if Riggs as good as LaFay, he says, I'm a monkey's uncle. So he reckons LaFay blows Riggy out the water. But the two different players, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
The two different players. I mean, you look, he's got miles more experience, LaFay, though, hasn't he? I mean, without a doubt. Ollie's just popped in. Hello, Ollie. How you doing? He says we could get him for pre-season next season if we loan him back. I don't know. There's still something fishy about that carry on there. Like, I don't care what's going on. It's just something not quite right. Right, we'll fast forward now then, and we'll West Brom, I believe, our next game. Is it another 3:00 kickoff?
Yeah, Saturday.
It was 12.
Let's have a look.
Thought it was 12:30, was it, on Saturday?
It is 12:30 kickoff.
Aye.
Oh, freak.
At West Brom.
I think it was 3 12 kickoffs.
What's your thoughts for the West Brom then game? Tony Mowbray's obviously popular with Sunderland and that, and he's got them playing well, West Brom, hasn't he? It's I think that's going to be a pretty close game, that, mind.
Yeah, I just hope we turn up and we play like we played on Saturday and get our form back, get some good tempo. That's all we can hope for.
We've not got a bad record at the Hawthorns.
No. Do you think LaFay will be back for then, like?
I would say so, but if he is, I think he'd be on the subs bench though. I think he'd be on the subs bench. I don't know. I mean, I would pretty much leave the side as the way it is.
You will leave it. It'll be the same team as well. Why you didn't know? Because you did not have. If Brownell played here.
So what players have we got out injured at the minute then? We've got Huggins out. He's been out all season, hasn't he? He's a no-show for next season.
There's only a couple due back, and that's Helder and LaFay.
Serkin's going to be off for a while, and of course, who's the lad that broke his?
Elise,
aye.
Hadji
Elise, and he was coming good, wasn't he? He was so unlucky. It's. I don't know. I'd be happy with a point. I'll be happy with a point at West Brom. I'll take that. I'll take a win.
You love saying that, Cabbie, and I would love it. I wouldn't mind a point. You do? I've noticed it. You always say.
I'll take.
Is that just to be safe?
Aye, just to be safe.
Right now, we'll smash them, man. All right. We're building momentum now, man.
Yeah. Get a performance. We want a performance.
John says a draw 2-2. D Hall says 2 tough away trips in 4 days. West Brom, then Norwich. Do you know what? I didn't really fear Norwich. They're not the team that they were. I fear West Brom more than I do Norwich, to be honest with you. They're poor Norwich at the minute. John Nesbitt says, sell Rig, then buy 3 decent experienced players, preferably players with no injured problems. God, see what we do at the
Tell
Sunderland.
Reagan buy a striker. That's what we need to do.
Janet says, oh heck, I've got to be up at 7:30 a.m. that early for that early game. Stevie Taylor's saying, I'm going for the 2-1 win on Saturday. Won't speak to you guys on Friday, he says, because I will be at work. Well, there won't be a show on Friday because I don't know if you guys want to leave it till Monday or, well, I'm going on holiday on Friday. I'm going to Yorkshire for a week. We've got this big country house. But I'll be still doing the shows. I'll be taking my laptop when I go away at this country house. They've got Wi-Fi and that, so I'll be still doing the stream on Saturday. And Pobbies won't do the show Friday because I'll be travelling down there. So I'll be back on Monday, internet providing, if it's a good signal.
We're playing Tuesday and all, aren't we?
We're playing Tuesday. I'll be doing a stream from the house where we're at. Obviously not in my studio. It'll just be on my laptop and stuff. And the wife wasn't happy. She says, "You're on holiday. You can't be doing the stream." And I says, "Oh man," I says, "I can't let the lads down, man. Lads and lasses."
Yeah, man.
Eh?
I can have a holiday, man, Cabbie.
I still have a holiday. I love doing what I do. Do you know what I mean? I just love doing my streams and stuff, man. And it makes it better because if it's an early kick-off 12:30, it means, you've got the rest of the day to do what you want then. So that's not too bad. And a night game, Tuesday night, well, we'll be already in the house anyway. Where we go on? Dougie Stewart says, hope Madja is not fit for them. As Han Solo said, I have bad feeling about this. Well, the Stadium of Light was non-existent, Madja. He didn't do a thing, did he?
It took off, didn't he?
I think when you got the likes of when Methven and that's on form, I think they'll close the door on him. I says when our defenders are on form, there's nobody can hardly get past any of us, man. D Hall says Norwich just beat West Brom. Colin Major says 3-0 to the lads on Saturday. That's a brave one, Colin lad. Mackem Dave says, I agree with you, Mackem Cabbie. He says, just got the feeling we'll be playing Leeds again this season. A couple of dodgy results and the confidence drops. I mean, I don't know. Hey, I'm not thinking about the playoffs yet. We've got West Brom to come for. So 12:30 kick off. Dave, you don't go to the games, do you? The away games?
No.
So no doubt it'll be on Sky and stuff.
It's on Sky. That's on Sky, man.
Finn says, easy stroll for Sunderland now. Just don't lose any playoffs. And we are there.
Confidence saying easy stroll there, mind. It's not ever easy in the championship, is it?
And we're not. Cabbie, have we looked at the fixtures? If we finish fourth, which it looks like we're gonna do, doesn't it?
It does.
When do we play the first match?
They have been announced.
And are the other try must see? I forgot what they were.
Right, let's have a look.
And I would be aware.
Right, let's have a look. Bring it up for you right now. I think this is just the final it's got at the moment. Here we go. Dates of first legs kick off.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday the 8th of May. 8 o'clock kick off. Championship first will play 6 on the 8th of May. So first they'll play sorry, my 6 will play third position.
Right.
So or third will play 6.
We play the Friday.
Yeah, and then we play the next day, 8 o'clock, on Friday the 9th of May, 5th versus 4th. So whoever's in the middle will be playing each other.
So we're playing away in the first leg.
Yeah.
And then when do we play the final of the playoff? Like the semi-final, the final of the semi-final. So you're saying when do we play on the Friday?
Yes, and then the second leg, let's have a look. Well,
Tuesday or Monday.
The second leg's Monday the 12th of May. Championship second leg, that's 3rd versus 6th. And it's Tuesday the 13th of May, 8 o'clock kickoff, 4th versus 5th.
Thursday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's a Tuesday.
So we'll be at home on a Tuesday.
Aye.
Well, that's all right. We used to play at home on a Tuesday, don't we?
Do you prefer playing the second leg away or second leg at home, or does it not really matter?
Well, it's supposed to matter, isn't it? It's supposed to be an advantage. Second leg away first.
Hmm.
Or it can work either way. I mean, it all depends, doesn't it?
Last time we played at home was when we got knocked out by Lincoln City in Division 1.
I know. We got beat 2-0, didn't we? First leg.
Aye, and we won 2-1 the Stadium of Light, but they went through, didn't they? And the final, the Sky Bet Championship, is Saturday the 3rd of May.
Yeah.
At
3 o'clock.
So 3rd of May at 12:30.
Oh, you're joking!
The final dates and kick-off times of the regular 46-game season in the Sky Bet EFM will show. Oh, wait a minute.
That's the last games of the season, not 12:30.
Just ignore me for a second. Hold on a minute. That's just the way this bar is. The Sky Bet EFL playoff finals will take place over the spring bank holiday weekend, with the Championship on the Saturday the 24th of May, League 1 on Sunday the 25th of May, and League 2 on Monday the 26th. Can you remember when it was reversed? The Championship used to be on the Monday.
It used to be the bank holiday Monday, but then they switched it. So we'll be playing at Wembley on the Saturday.
We'll be playing at Wembley on Saturday the 24th of May against Leeds. Against Leeds, Davey.
Oh, Bristol City.
No. I tell you,
Davey, says the copy on Saturday. I said, mine copy. I says, if we play Leeds in the final and we do score in the last 10 seconds or whatever it is, I says, we're coming on you, Mankini. You Borat. You know, you Borat more Mankini.
With my spider's legs sticking out and everything. Oh, right.
And if you feel as a gone up, I do on that one, mate.
I've just been blocked by YouTube. Can you just imagine that though? There'll be absolute hell on if Sunderland beat them in the playoff final. Look, I know we're just talking in dreamland here, like there'll be hell on, won't there? You know, from that when they beat us at Ellen Road and they were celebrating like they won the World Cup, didn't they? It's like that's it. We're up now. We're up. Oof.
Oh.
It'll be devastating for Leeds if that happened, you know. They would be absolutely gutted. And then we'll buy their players, we'll sign their players.
Look, we can dream, we can have a laugh, we can always fantasize about this and that, the other, but hey, it's football, and you can't argue and say it's not impossible that could happen.
No, definitely not. I mean, Burnley's just not stopping, are they?
The pundits on TalkSport, not TalkSport, all say top two, Sheffield United, Burnley. Darren Bent and Gabby Ogbonlahor insist that Leeds will not be going up in the top two and they will not go up in the playoffs.
I don't think they will.
I don't know why they're saying that.
you're saying they'll get beaten. I don't think Leeds will get past the playoff. The two-legged thing if they win it gone up.
If they don't, and the only reason why is because they were so set in stone, weren't they, mentally? That's it, they're up. That's it. You know, they had the championship trophy. Sorry, Dave, carry on.
They'll be shot to bits, Leeds, if they've got to go through the play. They'll be devastated.
Well, I think it's queer, isn't it? We're just gonna catch up on the on the chat. Jim N says Madger unlikely to be fit, only scored 6 goals versus Wilson 12. Packer Andrew says, who do we play Tuesday night? And Janet says Norwich. We do. Ollie says my lineup for West Brom 4-3-3 attack. He says Pat Hume, Meffin, O'Nine, Leo, Neil, Job, Enzo, Roberts, Mienda, and Mundell. And Ollie also says my prediction is 1-0 to Sunderland, 95th minute winner with Mundell scoring. Mackem Davey says looking at the games left, 2 wins and a draw would mean those teams on 57 points or less can't catch us. Finn says, who's getting autos and which 2 getting into the playoffs? Well, I've just mentioned there, Finn, I think, excuse me, I think it's Sheffield United and Burnley for the top 2.
Oh.
And I think playoffs is going to be Leeds, Sunderland. I still fancy Coventry. I still think they'll come through. And I think, do you know, it's Middlesbrough. They're not out of it either, you know.
No.
It's between West Brom, Middlesbrough, and Bristol City. So I can't call the last place. But Middlesbrough went on a funny dip, but they've picked up again. They've had a funny season, them, haven't they? John Nesbitt says we need to get past the Jinx Club first, Coventry. He says that's a big ask. What's causing all this? What's causing all this against Coventry? Is it a mental block? Do you think? What is it? I mean, they're not Barcelona, are they? I mean, we've proved that. So, what is it with Sunderland? Does it just get stuck in their heads or something? It's queer, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not bothered who we get in the playoffs. We're good enough to beat any of them, including your Leeds.
Or if we're on form and we've got the back line up as we are, there's no gets past us. There's no gets past us. And when you've got you've got LeFear on form and Job and Neil, we could outplay anyone.
Well, and especially on that pitch, I think we'll thrive on it.
I do agree. I do totally agree. I do think you'll see a completely different Sunderland performance if they played Coventry in the playoffs, mind.
I definitely on the big pitch we would. Too right we would.
Absolutely. Even in the second leg, the playoffs, I think the first and second leg, I think you'll see a different performance. As a matter of fact, I think Sunderland will be well up for it against Coventry. I think they'll want a bit of revenge. Do you know what I mean? I think they'll be hungry for that one.
Yeah.
The Packer says, may as well sign their death warrant for Leeds. Chris Linton says, hi lads. Hello Chris, welcome along mate, how you doing? And hello to the 53 people who's now tuning in. He says, hi lads, just switched on. He says, went to the match on Saturday, back in the UK from Japan. He says, should be exciting end to the season for everyone in the top 10, except Sunderland. Peter Crawford, welcome along mate, good to see you Peter. He says, hi lads, a psychic has just predicted Sunderland will finish 5th. So there we go, if a psychic has just predicted Sunderland will finish 5th, that's maybe that they will do it.
Looks like it. Yeah.
I'm not bothered where we finish. So look, Sunderland are on 72 points in 4th. Coventry are quite far behind, 59, because obviously we extended the gap again with Sheffield United beating Coventry and we winning them. We beaten Millwall, so therefore we pulled away again. 2 points behind Coventry, we've got West Brom. On the same number of points, is Middlesbrough, and also on the same number of points as Bristol City. It's tight, like. It's tight for that
but
5th and 6th spot, you know. Fixtures who we've got left. God, this hour's gone quick. So we've got West Brom. Oh, bloody hell. We've got West Brom, Norwich, Sunderland against Swansea is our next home game. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Quite a lot of 3 o'clock kickoffs here. What's going on? Might have to phone Sky and complain, I think. Bristol City host Sunderland, so we're away to Bristol City. 3 o'clock kickoff. And then Sunderland are at home against Blackburn, which I'm surprised Blackburn have dipped so much, mind. I thought they maybe could have been there and thereabouts. And then we're away to Oxford United. And the last game of the season, 12:30 kickoff, we're at home to Queen's Park Rangers. God, this season's gone quick, hasn't it?
Nice little running. Just a nice little running.
Bottom of the table, Plymouth's on 34 points. They look dead and buried, to be honest with you. Luton on 38. They're just 2 points behind 4th place Cardiff off bottom. Derby is on 38 as well. So I would say Plymouth are down. Luton and Derby and Cardiff and Hull and Oxford. Even Stoke are going to be battling out. So it's quite tight down there as well. And it's a pity about my second team, Carlisle, up here as well. It looks like they're going to get booted out the Football League because of the relegation there. 9 points adrift. They're absolutely in dire straits at the minute.
The Mark News dogs didn't work out, did it?
Oof, I think it's bad for Sunderland. They've had multi-million-pound American takeover. And this looks like it's going to be the second relegation on the bounce. I think it's the Patax or something from America, multi-million-pounds, and they're sitting. Looks like they're going to go out of the Football League. So, and the fans are furious. They are furious. They're not happy. Catch up on some more quick messages. Tricia says, I think it's a psychological thing where Coventry are concerned. They need to think positive rather than thinking we'll lose. Andrew says, how many games have we won and how many losses? I will have a look at that later on. John says, Peter Crawford is a median if it's the Peter Crawford from Hartlepool. Ollie says, Cabbie, in my eyes, top 2 is still on. Leeds and Burnley are going to have a dip in form, and SCFC will make top 2. And have a good rest of your night, Cabbie. Bye-bye. I just want to know, Ollie, what have you been smoking, mate? Seriously. What have you been smoking? Oh, well then, lads, is the top 2 still on? It's not mathematically impossible, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think so.
Unlikely.
And 70.
I think
You what, Davey?
2 of them's got to play each other shortly, haven't they?
They have, aye. Isn't it Burnley, Sheffield United?
Is it Burnley and Sheffield United?
It is, yeah. Because Sheffield United played Leeds, and it was an absolute.
It was shocking, wasn't it?
Or was it? I'll get back to you. That I don't know. It could have been. No, I think it was. Was it Leeds Burnley? It was absolute barefest. I think it was Leeds Burnley.
It was Leeds Burnley.
Aye.
Either side.
That was awful. I think it's Burnley Sheffield United. This one. Wait, it's coming up to 9 o'clock. Davey, have you enjoyed it being back, mate?
Loved it. Missed it. Can't wait for the next one.
Nice to have you back. It will be Monday. We'll be doing the other show on Monday. Hoping that the internet is fine, and I will let you know. Before you go, Davey, how's the house?
Brilliant.
Good.
Best thing ever done.
Good stuff. Dog walking time now, is it?
Why the dogs is waiting now.
Davey, it's a pleasure to have you back, mate. You've been a miss. Everybody's been asking after you, fella.
Good to see you, bud.
See you, Dave.
Take it easy, Dave. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, see you, Cabbie, mate.
Aye. Well, that's everybody. I will just say thank you. Mackem Dave says, I'm loving this, you lads. Great entertainment and laughs. Who needs Netflix or normal TV? Could listen to you 3 all night. thanks, Mac and Dave. That's great to hear. And of course, you lot are just as important in the chat room as well. Because if it wasn't for you lot, we wouldn't be here, really, would we? So we will say, well, I will say good night. Thanks, Trisha. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. And have a wonderful Monday night, whatever you're doing. So from the Mackem Cabbie, see you later.